Hello everybody, my name is Alan from Sauber-Lab and this video will be about enclosed. This application main idea is to share messaging, share information, share media between two users in such a way that they will be end-to-end encrypted. So you can have a secure transmission of data, secure message sending without need to rely for any other service. You're gonna have self-host it and only the user A and user B will have access for this one because it's full secure. So if you like this idea, want to learn a little bit more about it, we're gonna show in this video, but first of all, don't forget to leave your like, consider subscribe for the channel and let's understand a little bit more about it. The application that we're gonna use called enclosed, and this application is mainly to transmit information between two users in an encrypted way, in such a way that only the starter user and the end user have access to it. So to understand a little bit more how this application works, let's go to the GitHub website from this application and read a little bit more about this application. So you guys come here my screen, here is the page for the GitHub and they will give some information as demo, doc, C-link and self-host. In the introduction, they say that it's minimalistic web design for private and secure nodes, and basically this is the application. Super simple and you cannot do basically nothing else, it's only to send information and send files for one user to another. One of the key features for this application is that it's end-to-end encryption, so all the data is encrypted between the two users and no one have access for it. You can attach files in a security way. You have zero knowledge for the server, so if you're using this application, no one knows what is being sent and no one have access for the information, neither the server that hosts this application. It's easy to configure, look like set password, expire time and other things. You have a really minimalistic view URL, which basically it's this page. You can have authentication, so if you don't want it to be open for everyone, you can create users and passwords for it. You can use dark mode, you have all open source, you can host in your own server, and basically it's a simple application that's run to transmit data or transmit nodes. And here they say that you can run using these options, but I don't want to use this option because I want to run using Portainer. But before I start to run, let's try to understand a little bit more how this application works. To make a little bit more sense for you, it's interesting for you go to demo. Here in demo they will give a little bit of view how this application works. So if I come here and start to type information, let's say that I want to expand 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and I can come here and put create note and they will give me the link. If I come here and copy this link and replace here, now I have information for that specific note. If I come here and try to set another note, let's say another note, I will put password 123 only because it's easy. I can create this note, they give this link, I will come here and paste the same way, and now they will ask my password. And without that password 123 that we know, not gonna be able to see it. Another thing that's interesting, you can set up some delete notes. Let's say that I wanted to put delete after read. I can do exactly the same step. I can create those notes. I can copy link, come here and paste. And here's my note. But now I want to refresh this page and check, they don't exist anymore. Once that read, they delete this information for the server and no longer exist. Other thing that's interesting, you can set up some translation, or this application can be in French, Spanish, in German. Also, you have all the information that you have to set up this application. Also, you can attach any file to transmit it. So if I come here, attach file, let's say that I want to attach this file of 40 megabytes. I want to type what I want and I'll put create note. Now I have a note with a file. So if I copy here and paste here, I can download this file and I can see my notes, what I did about it. And after 1 week or after 1 hour, what I set up, they will no longer exist. So if you like the idea for this application, think that's is suitable for you. So now we're gonna show how you can install it. So to install, we can go directly in Docker run. Yes, we can do it, but I don't like to do it. I prefer to use Portainer. So if I come here in documentation, I can read a little bit more about it. I will come here in specific self-host using Docker. Here using Docker, they will give all the information how we want to run it. But before we try to run anything, we need to come here in configuration to try to see what's the extra information that we can add. If you come here, they give my Docker run. They say that you can go for Docker Compose, but let's try to understand these environmentals, this information that I can add. My timeout, I can set up the time for payload timeout. I can set up for several course origins or how many crops origin that will use it. I can have the mass encryption load or how much characters that will be. I can set up to expire this node, or I can set to don't expire anymore. I can have others information, but really key for me it's here. I can set up my authentication, my secret, so without the secret I cannot access this application, or I can set up my authentication users. And if you look here, I can create email 1, email 2, email 3, and password hash. What means password hash? So if I come in this link, they will give how you can set up your password hash. Basically, you're gonna put your email, Sauber-Lab at Sauber-Lab.com. Let's say that I put my email and my password. I type something. So everything that I will type, they will create this authentication key, and this hash password will be my password in an encryption way, so either that someone access my container, they will not be able to know what was my real password. So make a little bit more secure for someone to access this information. So if you understand a little bit more about it, we can have a look in this information. All those informations will be added in here environmental. You have two options. You can copy this information, come here in our Compose easy. I can paste the information, they will give all my information, my Docker Compose here. And here if you look, it's the environmental, and all the information down the environmental will be here. Or I can only come here and copy this Docker Compose. And here in my Docker Compose, I have all the information. Only thing that's missing is the environmental, and I can add if I want to add more variables. In my case, I don't want to add, so I'll copy this information and will come here in my Portainer. Here in my Portainer, I will put add a stack. I will paste this information. I will copy the name of this application and paste here. And now basically I can run it. What I need to modify in this case, only port 877, if you already use this port 8787, and here will be my volume. You're gonna ask, Alan, why you don't want to set absolute volume for this application? And the answer is super simple. I don't want because basically they shouldn't record anything in my server, so I don't need to make a backup for it. And this reason I can use directly my volume in my Portainer or directly my Docker. So this reason that I will leave as a volume and drive local. And now I can put deployed stack. Once that I put deployed stack, they will take a couple of minutes. In this case, they're already finished, so I can open this application, and here they say that's running. I can put 8787, and I can try to access it and check what they say. Your connection not secure. The app must be connected over HTTPS. What it means? It means that if I'm not using any SSL certification, they will not allow me to access or to run this application. So either that I have this view, I can type what I want. If I put create notes, they will not allow you to do it. This reason that in this case you're gonna need to use or proxy manager, NGX proxy manager, or Cloudflare. In my case, I like to use Cloudflare, so what I did, I create a Cloudflare tunnel and directly for this specific IP address, and in my case I use node.sauberlab.com. I would delete it in the future, but this is my website. And now because I have SSL certification, if I come here and type this information and put create node, now I can start create node with my Sauber-Lab account. If I come here, I have access for absolute everything that I had before. I can type notes, I can upload files, let's say that I want to upload this file, and I can create notes. And I can come here and use it exactly the same way that I was using if I have the demo. But the difference that is self-host, One thing that's important for you have in mind that if you don't create any authentication or any user, anyone can access it. As long as they have this site, they can access and use these servers. What not create any problem, but it's not interesting for you because other people can use for incorrect ways if you want. So I suggest create a user and a password, or create an authentication password, or do not distribute this website for everyone, for not everyone to start to use. So in this way, we arrive at the end of the video. So if you like this video and think that was interesting, please don't forget to leave your like, consider subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and see you next time. Bye.